Hello, this is question 11 on your AS level Edexcel June 2022 paper. You have circle, is this one, this is the equation, and a line with this equation, which is this line. They ask us two things. First, so the coordinates of the center and the radius of the circle. So remember when we have the equation of the circle in this form, we want to find the equation in this way, where A and B are coordinates of the center, and then this is the radius square. Yeah, so the way of doing this is completing the square. So we are going to complete the square for x and to complete the square for y. So let me show you. So for A, I have my equation is x squared. I'm going to write the x's together, so x squared minus 10x plus y squared minus 8y plus 32. It's just the same equation, just reorganized because you will see easier. I'm going to complete the square for x's. So I will have x minus, remember, 5, so half of the coefficient of x squared, and then I subtract this number squared, remember, so minus 25. Then I do the same with the y, so I have y minus half of 8 is 4 squared minus 4 squared, which is 16, and then I have my 32. So I have x minus 5 squared plus y minus 4 squared, and then I put all the numbers together to the other side, and it's going to be 9. And this means that my center is going to be 5, 4. Center is 5, 4, and the radius is wherever I have here, square root. So the radius is going to be 3. Yeah. So this is the first part. Is quite immediate, and you only need to remember how to complete the square. Then find the shortest distance between C and L. So the shortest distance between C and L is going to be, so if this is the center of the circle, and I do perpendicular line from the center of the circle to our line, perpendicular line. So this, well, this is not perpendicular. This I think is better. So this is perpendicular. The shortest distance is going to be this distance here. So what we can do is to find the distance between this point and the line, and then subtract the radius, because I need this distance here, not the whole thing. Yeah, and that's the easiest because I have this point and I know how to find the distance between a point and a line. I'm going to write the equation of this line. I'm going to find the intersection of this line with this line, which will be this point. I'm going to call that point P, for example, so you know what we are doing at any time. And when I have this point, I'm going to find the distance between these two and then subtract the 3. Yeah. So the first thing is to find the equation of this line. I'm going to call it, let's say, L2. I know the gradient of this line, so this line will be the perpendicular one. So the gradient of this line, I'm going to do it in the next page. The gradient of this line is going to be minus a half, just reorganizing the equation, right? So I will have y is going to be minus a half x minus 3, just reorganizing. So the gradient is minus a half. So for B, gradient of L is going to be minus a half, which means the gradient of the normal one, that I call L1, is going to be just reciprocal and negative, or sign changed. So the equation of the line is going to be y minus the y of the point, and I know this point here is 5, 4 because it's the center of the circle. So L2, my line is going to be y minus the y of the center is gradient x minus the x of the center, that was 5. I can reorganize a bit and I have y is 2x plus 6, no? Minus 6, sorry. Minus 6. So this is the equation of this line. And I have the equation of this line. So I can find P, just finding the intersection between both equations. So P is going to be given by the intersection between y equals 2x minus 6 and what was the other equation? 2y, so this one, 2y plus x plus 6, 2y plus x plus 6 equals 0. And it's just simultaneous equations, so you can solve them in the way that you prefer. I would, for example, substitute, now that I have y, the subject, I will substitute here. So I have 2 times this whole thing, which is 4x minus 12 plus x plus 6. And from here, you have that x is 6/5, which is not the greatest number, but is what it is. And then to find y, I'm going to substitute here my value of x. So I have 2 times 6/5 minus 6, and this is minus 18/5. So my point P is 6/5 minus 18/5. So what I'm going to do now is to find the distance between the center of the circle and P. And I know how to find distances. It's just the square root. So distance is going to be square root of, and I'm going to write, so the other point is 5, 4. So I have square root of 5 minus 6/5 squared plus 4 minus 18, so plus 18/5 squared. Yeah, and this is 19√5 divided by 5. And this is this distance, the whole distance. So the distance between the circle and the line, so this one here, is going to be the distance that I just found minus the radius of the circle, which is 3. So my distance is going to be 19√5 divided by 5 minus 3. And you can do this with a calculator. You could leave it like this. They don't tell us anything in particular to round. You get this, or 5.50, for example, to 3 significant figures. And that's my answer. Yeah. And that's all with this question.